And welcome back to Let's Play Gothic 3. This is Mr. Joseph, and today's video is going to be a short video. We're just cleaning up some of the landscape around Montera. As you can see here, we left off on this overhang kind of facing Trellis there in the distance, but we're actually going to go back to Montera, having just cleared out the undead cave and the meeting with the rebels in the other cave there, which were the voices you just heard. Okay, so here we are back in Montera. The orcs and everybody, they're all orange and stuff because we've done too many rebel quests in this city, and so now the lines have kind of been drawn. By the way, I don't think there's any effect as far as whether you can liberate the town on behalf of any particular faction based upon what color you get everybody. I think it might open up some quests as far as the rebels go, but I don't think it prevents you, for example, from slaughtering the rebels around town as the orcs want you to do. Anyway, I'm just gonna sell and or buy some things here from Ugo, the thief trainer. And looks like I'm buying his arrows. I think the main thing was I wanted arrows, but it looks like I'm gonna buy some mercenary armor there. Or bandit armor. Bandit armor, that's cool.
I wouldn't pay any attention to it.
3,000 bucks, not too bad.
This is headed for disaster.
Go ahead and sell some of the stuff I got from those ogre battles and everything from last video.
Do that as a hero.
Sure. What can I tell you? It's the same old story. As if I don't already.
I love the small talk that these people engage in when you're, like, you know, engaging in whatever, when they're just in the background there. Anyway, so I bought some stuff from Ugo and I sold some stuff. It was a pretty even transaction there. I'm saving the game here because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment with wearing some different armor. So, obviously, there's a little symbol on the bottom right-hand corner of this new bandit armor that I got. And it's better armor, so I'm going to try it on.
That's the way you
Problem is, it immediately sets everybody off. And so even if I change back into the normal armor that I was wearing, it still causes everybody to remain hostile towards me. So I went ahead and reloaded it to where I had just saved earlier, because I didn't want that hostility to continue. Incidentally, I think they actually kill you if you show up in town wearing your armor. They won't just knock you out, I think they will actually kill you. But I cut a big section of the video out there because I didn't want you to have to wait for me to reload the game and everything. So anyway, now I am going back outside of Montera once I can get around this obstacle that I've jumped down into here. Okay, there we go. Still love that Montera music, by the way. Our old friend Merrick. And heading out the, what direction is that? I guess it'd be the west gate. There's the farm. And we're gonna be heading, and look at the beautiful light effect on that fence there. It's just gorgeous. We're gonna be heading south, or rather north of Montera, but down into this valley area. Now, you know, off to the left there are those rebels that we've spoken to. I think it's possibly Joey or somebody over there. There they are. And we're gonna kind of clean up the area to the right here today, which we've left kind of untouched up to this point, but you definitely want to clean it up because there's some good plants like this, the king sorrel there. Let me just make sure I'm getting a good perimeter here and that I haven't already got. Okay, so it looks like I've already been up here and I just need to go down to the other area there. I'm just trying to get a wide perimeter so I know where I've been and what I need to gather. So there are some corpses hanging there from those things. I think that's, you know, the orcs conquered this continent, you know, when we, right before we came in on the boat there in the first episode. But it seems to me that these corpses are hanging there a lot longer than it would take for a human body to decompose, because I think I'm into this game quite a number of days now, and it seems to me that the corpses would not last that long, but I'm not a medical expert, so you know, I don't really know that, I guess. Okay, so, oh, there's a Ripper Beast, yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and take him out real quick. He's just getting in my way. He's gonna struggle with the terrain a little bit here, but not. I mean, I would think he'd still be able to figure out his way up. Yeah, it looks like he's trying. But I'm gonna take advantage of his lack of climbing ability, if you will. We've discussed the topic before of whether this is a cheap tactic or whether, you know, there's any validity to it. But the reality is, oh, and he's coming up. The reality is, if you're a hunter in a tree stand and you shoot an animal that can't climb a tree, it's not going to be able to get to you. Same thing with this Ripper Beast here. He couldn't climb that mountain, the rock face, so he had to walk around. So, at least in this particular instance, I don't think that was unrealistic. I think it was realistic. Granted, maybe not the most honorable fight. For some reason, I'm shooting this meat bug rather than doing that, so don't waste arrows. There's those corpses that I was talking about. Pretty nasty stuff. I'm not sure if meat bugs are attracted to dead and rotting things or not, but it kind of seems like they might be. Just kind of going on a hunch on that. Okay, so I'm going to grab this chest. And just a reminder, with my endurance bar there, I'm still diseased from that one video a long time ago. Speaking of videos from a long time ago, and you know, if you're watching this now, you may never know this, or maybe you won't remember this, but when I first published a number of the videos in this series, unfortunately I had the microphone on at the same time that I had my speakers on, and so I had this reverberation sound effect going on for about 4 or 5 videos, and it was very distracting. Well, I'm in the process of redoing those videos. What I've been doing is, and actually a few more besides that too, in the very early part of this series, because I want to kind of make the early part of this playlist as, you know, as compelling or as well produced or whatever you want to call it as the rest of it. And so I think the videos now are, you know, have pretty good levels, and they have pretty good content and things like that, pretty good sound. But when I first started this, I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm gonna go back and redo some of those videos. One thing I will say is that what was I gonna say? That, you know, that I'd like to keep the structure of those videos. In other words, I don't want to do anything differently. For example, I'm not going to go back and fix the fact that I got bit by a lizard in episode 8 and that I never realized it until episode 68 or whatever it was, where I actually noticed it, or when it was pointed out to me. But I would like to redo them from a production standpoint. Unfortunately, I did not, at that time, I was not saving videos separate from the audio tracks that I was making, and so I can't just redo the audio track, I have to redo the whole video, so I basically have to go back and reenact what I did in those videos. Anyway, enough about that. So I'm just gathering plants and stuff, and I'm almost done here, actually. This video is, like I said, a little bit shorter than some of the other videos I've made, but I think that's okay. I don't mind short videos. In fact, I think there might be a... Did my character just sneeze? I didn't realize he could do that. Anyway, I think there may be an advantage to having shorter videos. Not just a advantage in the sense of it doesn't take as long to make, but actually an advantage for YouTube purposes. It'll say I have more videos, and maybe somebody out there can verify this, but I think there's some algorithm the website uses based upon how many videos a user has uploaded in the search function. In other words, if you have more video, by the way, sorry about the sound there, I think I might have done something there, but if you have more videos on YouTube, I think you're more likely to pop up in the search results than somebody with fewer videos. So, and I could be wrong about that, but I sense that is the case, because I know, at least in my experience, the more videos I create, the more likely it is that somebody's going to watch them. Well, I guess that's kind of obvious anyway, though. I mean, yeah, if you possess a greater percentage of the whole number of videos on YouTube by adding more videos, then it's more likely people will come across your videos, I guess, anyway. But I digress. If somebody knows the dynamics or the mechanics of YouTube videos and quantities and such, I'd appreciate knowing about more about that. Anyway, we're just finishing up our plant gathering here. We're kind of in the Rocky Valley area near where we were a couple videos ago. There's an Ogre Valley kind of over there. We're kind of up by Okara a little bit. Okara would be off to the right there. But I think we're just making sure this plateau is cleared from plants. Incidentally, I'm also enjoying a cigar right now. I'm not really a cigar smoker, but I just happened to have one here next to the computer, and I decided, hey, what the hell? So, there's that. I've also taken to the habit of holding my microphone rather than having it stationary on my desk. I don't know, I find it more interesting. Better sound quality for one thing, but more importantly, I think it's just, well, maybe not more importantly, but it is more fun. It's almost like an old-timey broadcaster who holds the microphone kind of with the headphones on in a DJ booth or something. Okay, this buffalo almost gored me there, so I'm gonna run away, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't know why I wouldn't, go ahead and take them out. They have nice collectible items. I'm gonna try to go far enough away from his colleagues so as not to arouse their suspicion. It's better to do it one at a time, right? 160 experience too, that's nothing to shake a stick at. I guess I'm just gonna do the one, which is fine. Grab these plants here. As I've mentioned before, buffalo in this area are one of the animals that comes back with the most resilience. So the game, you might take out a buffalo and then you come back 7 days later in the game and they'll be back. You know, I'm not sure about 7, how many days it is, but it's not 20 days, it's less than 20 days. It's probably more than 2 or 3 days, so I'm just kind of guessing when I say 7, but so you can kind of, you know, get the money from and the experience from buffalo again and again if you kind of plan your hunting cycles in in-game day increments or weekend increments probably. Anyway, I made it full circle back to this burnt out area here just north and a little bit west of Montera. Kind of circling where I am, where I've been, and where I've gone through Okara, gone through most of that valley, gone over to the plateau next to Trellis. So that should take care of a pretty good chunk of the area that I need to clear out as far as Montera countryside goes. In fact, I think I'm done effectively with Montera area in general. There's nothing of substance left here. So, you know, we can say, in the same way that we could previously have said that Ardea was complete, we can now say that Montera is complete. And I think I'm just gonna start walking towards Trellis now, because that's the next area. Okara, by the way, is also complete. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but we got everybody we needed, and the quests are all done there, so let's move on to the next area of the game, shall we? Anyway, if you've been watching, thank you very much, and just remember, Professor Snuggles is looking out for you. And we'll end today by just walking off into the sunset. Thanks, everybody.